Hop, it's your boy T-Bear reaction. Today's Music Monday. We're not gonna do the final part of the video from BlackySpeakz about the decline in music industry as well too. This one is one of the latest one he did literally a month ago, called Why Rap Music is Struggling. We could be getting the same mean from the first video. I react to Why Hip Hop is Dying, and the second one, the music is falling off though. But like I said, rap music is struggling. I mean, it's sad that it's doing that while we are currently celebrating the 50 years of hip hop. So, since we heard some of my thoughts on both videos before this, we're gonna talk about it now. So without further ado, let's check it out. Let me check something real quick. Make sure I ain't making no steps because I've been too false and too good. So let's hold on. All right, yep, good to go. Let's hear what Blackie got to say about this one. Let's get it. His name is BlackySpeakz. So I'm not just calling Blackie because man. So yeah.
Hip hop is losing monopoly. Hip hop is losing its power, and hip hop is, most importantly of all, losing listeners. And now we got country artists like Morgan Wallen who's surpassing hip hop artists. I mean, a lot of people are just getting bored of the music that's getting pushed in hip hop. Now, rap music is really...
So look, he's doing more face to face, not showing too much of the logo on this one. So this is interesting. Let's go.
Struggling right now. What's going on with you today? Hope you're having a good day. Want to have a little conversation about this recent report that was dropped by Billboard on rap music's decline on the Billboard charts. So if you don't know exactly what's going on, well, let me inform you. A few days ago, it was revealed by Billboard that it's been over 1 year since a rap record charted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Again, I think this must have been before Drake's album release, because I think that hit #1. That's why he got that. He took the MJ spot before folks started doubling down on listening to MJ to give him his spot back. But yes.
Now I saw this, right, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't really believe what I was seeing.
And again, sorry, I haven't get a glimpse on somebody's comment because I'm reading comments for it, and it says the first time talking about the music dying, and Ice Spice is the thumbnail, and Ice Spice is the thumbnail on all 3 videos I'm reacting to. So yeah, that's funny.
For some odd reason, I don't know why, but I thought that we had multiple rap records that charted at #1, during this year. But it turns out that wasn't the case, right? And I thought that was the case because we had multiple rap records that came really close to being #1. Now, the last time this happened was when Nicki Minaj dropped Super Freaky Girl back in August of last year. The record ended up debuting at #1, and ever since then, there hasn't been a single rapper that's beat that. So I want to go over this article from Billboard, give you my,
And the thing about it, folks was like not feeling that song. They thought that was a bad song at that too. I ain't think so, but folks was like downplaying that song like crazy. So wow.
And just have a really solid conversation about this, because you already know nobody breaks this shit down like me. That's why you're here. So
of course,
let's talk about it. So here's the article. It was written by a Trevor Anderson, and it starts off by saying, no rap song has led the Hot 100 for a year. What's behind the break, and when might it end? A year ago this week, Nicki Minaj Super Freaky Girl held the top spot. For the first time in 23 years, a peculiar...
Well, let me double check that. Maybe I could be wrong about Drake's album. I could have sworn that For My Dolls got in one spot. That's why he got the... He surpassed Michael Jackson. I mean, let me see. Charts. Yeah, well, let me see. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it topped the Billboard 200. So yeah, that was like, I guess this was before this was, yeah, because this got released in October. This is probably before October. Let me see the date of this video. The day is September 9th. It's before all the dolls got released. So yeah, since then. So but yeah, before that. So wow. So literally the only #1 hip hop album that's #1 this whole year is so far is Drake's For All My Dogs, I think. So yeah, wow.
Occurs on the Billboard Hot 100,
keep looking a minute.
Where an entire year has gone by without a rap track reaching #1. The weekly recap, which ranks the most popular songs in the U.S., hits the benchmark on the list dated August 26, 2023, as Oliver Anthony's music Rich Men North of Richmond seals the deal. The article continues and says, The article continues and says the last rap track defined as songs
I'm
that have hit
like
or are
listening and
eligible
looking
to
at the
appear on
Hot 100
Billboard's Hot Rap Songs chart to top the listing was Nicki Minaj's Super
album.
Freaky Girl, which debuted atop the Hot 100 on August 27, 2022, and held the rank for that 1 week. In the 12 months since, 3 rap titles have came close to the summit, each peaking at number 2. Drake and 21 Savage, Rich Flex, November 19, 2022. Drake Search and Rescue, April 22nd, 2023. And Lil Durk's On My Life featuring J. Cole, May 27, 2023. So like the article states, there's been a couple rap records that came really close to getting the number 1 spot, but they didn't quite get there. So Drake is responsible for reaching that number 2 spot on 2 separate occasions. First, we have Rich Flex with 21 Savage, 21. Can you do something for me? And then we have Search and Rescue. I need someone to be patient with me. So when Rich...
So hold on, let me look at it. So yeah, SOS, that's SOS, but so what SOS? Let's see, SOS, where that was at. I'm just trying to look from the charts. So SOS was considered helper with 200. I guess the 200, not the 100. I guess. Either way, it's crazy. But yeah, that's sad right there.
Flex reached that number 2 spot. The record above it was Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift, who when she dropped her album literally occupied the entire Billboard top 10. I can't believe she managed to do that, but she did, and Anti-Hero was number 1 for 8 weeks straight. Now the second time Drake charted at number 2, which was when he dropped Search and Rescue, the record above that was number 1 was a song called Last Night by an artist who goes by the name of Morgan Wallen. Now Morgan Wallen he's a unit.
So I'm looking at the wrong thing. 200's albums. We're talking about 100. You might be right. Rap. Number 1, Billboard 100. Let me see if that comes up. If it is, if not, then shit. He is onto something then. He is onto something. That's true. If that is true, then he's really onto something. Then wow. Let me see. So let me see. 2003. Yeah. But Paint the Red, yeah. So Paint the Town Red is the only one. It's like considered. It's like a mixture of pop and hip hop. So that sucks right there. That kind of sucks. Wow.
Like he's going crazy. He's one of the biggest stars of music. He's a country artist, right? And he does ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, he got the most number one hits in this year, 16. Dang.
Then the third record that managed to come close was by Lil Durk, All My Life featuring J. Cole.
Wow.
And same thing there. Morgan Wallen was occupying the number 1 spot with Last Night. Now I say all this to say, and I'm sure you can see the pattern, but what happened 3 times in a row when hip hop came close to being number 1 on the charts? Well, it ended up getting beat by other genres. So rap music and hip hop.
Let me see. I'm gonna wiki it. Let me see where that is. Did it get it? But where? So yeah. It was that. So and let me see the genre. Yup. So yeah. So Chick Lee is hip hop. So that's like the only. And that was August 24th. I guess he surpassed it. Cause you don't think that was like enough for hip hop, but that's literally the only one. That's crazy.
Now, doesn't have monopoly on the charts. Far from actually. And this wasn't the case literally last year. And we know this because the amount of rap records that have gone number 1 just in the last couple of years on the charts, insane. That number is out of this world. Like hip hop has been dominating the charts like nothing for the last couple of years. And now just a few years later, hip hop is a step below all these other genres. And they're dominating the charts over hip-hop. And now we got country artists like Morgan Wallen, who's surpassing hip-hop artists. We also got pop stars like Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo, who are both surpassing hip-hop artists right now. And we also got Afrobeats artists, and this is a big one. Afrobeats is popping like crazy. gonna
That's
keep on
another
growing,
one.
by the way.
That is getting a lot of airplay. I'm getting a lot, and that song "Water" by Tyler is going crazy as well too. So yeah, there's some true shit right here.
One of the best genres out there right now,
It
in my
is.
opinion. But we got Afrobeats artists like Rema, right? Who's
Yup.
also surpassing hip hop artists. So hip hop is slowly but surely losing that power and monopoly that it once had on the charts. And for this one, yes, we're gonna judge everything by the charts because the music that rises to the surface is what's representing rap music and the culture. If we're at a place where less and less authentic hip hop is actually reaching the surface, well, what does that tell you about the direction the genre is headed in? We're losing that power day by day. The masses simply aren't as interested in rap music as they are in other genres now. If this trend becomes a new normal,
sad,
what's
true.
going to happen? Well, there's going to be less and less funds that get allocated towards hip hop and rap music by the record labels and corporations. The only reason why rappers have been prioritized in so many spaces in the first place is because that's where the money has been for the last couple of years. And
Funny
it's not
that
that
I just talked to my wife about how like a lot of like commercials are using like old hip hop songs, either the actual song or making their own cover of it as well too for commercials though. Like, can you imagine like and these like songs from back in the like 90s, 2000, early 2010s no. Like these songs that's out right now may not get used for commercials or anything. Maybe one or two, but not many though as well too. We might be getting back to hearing like other songs, other genre using commercials, man. So yeah, again, we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop, but we're always witnessing the decline in hip hop in that 50 year. That's sad. That's sad right there.
boom, overnight, everything is suddenly going to change. It's just that the landscape of the music business is shifting from being in favor of rap to being in favor of other genres. This shift is only taking place because hip hop stocks is not only going down, but the perceived value that's being placed upon hip hop and rap music is declining right in front of our eyes. So the consumers are paying less and less attention to hip hop. They're giving their attention to these other genres. And why is that? Well, let's just say that the essence of hip hop ain't really there anymore. And you know what? I'm actually not going to say that that's why rap songs haven't been charting like that, because mainstream hip hop and mainstream music period has always lacked essence to some extent. It is called the mainstream for a reason. The masses are the asses, and what usually connects with the masses isn't as pure as what connects with a smaller, more niche group of people. So continuing with the article. Before the 2022-2023 break, the last time the Hot 100 went without a rap champ for at least a year was pre and post Y2K. Following the soundtrack single 1 Week Rule, rap was absent from the Hot 100 summit until Shaggy's It Was a Me featuring Ricardo began a 2-week command in February 2001, a span of 22 number ones in just over 18 months. The return quickly brought another champ as Outkast Miss Jackson ousted It Was a Me for the former's Hot 100 coronation.
So
It then
the first
continues
time.
by saying, rap's current absence from the Hot 100's top slot largely traces to the dominance of several hits in the past 12 months that shut out almost all challengers from all genres. Since Super Freaky Girl, 14 songs have reached the Hot 100 summit. 6 were multi-week number ones, driven initially by large streaming premieres, followed by sustained streams and rapid airplay gains. So just skip into this segment right
Well, the
here.
artist is
Before we
not,
pound the alarm though, the R&B/hip-hop sector remains the largest consumed genre of music in the US, according to Luminate, whose data on streaming, sales, and radio informs the Hot 100. In the firm's 2023 mid-year report, R&B and hip-hop accounted for 25% of all consumption in the US during the first half of the year, and of course rap music being good for at least one, if not multiple number ones each year across the last 2 decades speaks to its reliability as a hit-making force. After all, we were in a similar spot earlier this summer with the Billboard 200, lamenting the lack of a number 1 rap album on the charts, and then its quick succession, Lil Uzi Vert's Pink Tape and Travis Scott's Utopia reset the clock there.
And also,
Now, men lie,
from
women
adults.
lie, numbers don't. So, this part is very interesting because we've been talking a lot about how hip-hop is losing monopoly. And the thing is, hip-hop is still, at least according to this report I'm going to show you right now, the genre with the most amount of consumption. Right under hip-hop is rock, and then we have pop, and then we have country, Latin music, dance electronic, and so forth. Now, despite this being the case, hip-hop has actually seen a 2% drop in consumption in comparison to last year. Now, 2% might not seem like a lot, but since we're talking about billions in music consumption, 2% out of 1 billion equals to 20 million. So it might seem like a drop in the bucket, but it's actually a very substantial number we're talking about. Now the question is, why is this happening? Well, I think the core of it is the fact that hip hop is just losing monopoly and that there are so many other genres that are growing faster than hip hop.
True.
So Latin music, for example, might not be
Yup,
competing
Bad
with
Bunny.
hip hop right now, but it's actually growing faster than hip hop.
Yep,
Same with
Bad Bunny, Afrobeats. I mean, that is especially Bad Bunny, Afrobeats as well too, especially with
Afrobeats. It's growing extremely
homie
fast.
name?
It's catching a lot of people's attention, and I bet if they did some kind of study on how many people are
Still Top
switching
World.
from one genre
Burna
to
Boy.
another, they would probably
like
discover
Flex of Burnber and EDM is getting EDM house is getting his popularity here and there as well too.
that a lot of people who are listening to these other genres probably had hip hop in constant rotation at some point in time. Let's say that was the case. What does this mean? Well, it simply means that hip hop is losing listeners to other genres. This is something I think is going to continue, and I don't think it's going to be less and less people listening to other genres and more people coming back to hip hop. So this time around next year, I think it's going to be even worse because current events form future trends, and when the behavior of the masses is starting to affect the actual numbers, that's a sign of a bigger and more immense shift taking place in the market that's going to continue to have a detrimental effect on the growth of hip hop as a genre. So what exactly does what I'm talking about exactly mean? So we've clarified that hip hop is losing a great quantity of listeners to other genres, but why exactly is this the case? Well, from a grand scheme perspective, I think it just has to do with the fact that the quality of the music has gone down severely in such a short amount of time. The average and passive consumer of rap music has an extremely hard time discovering quality hip hop albums because the music that's actually arising to the mainstream is far from a great representation of the quality that exists below the surface. So there's a greater number of layers in between the consumer
So we're like doubling back to the previous two videos we watched. So yup, here we
discovering
go.
the real gems the genre has to offer.
Nice,
And
nice.
so this is directly affected the value that's being
so
placed
nice,
on the
like we
music
talked
from
about
the
today, man.
consumer's perspective. Why should I fight tooth and nail just to find something that's worth my attention when I could listen to the top 10 most trending records in any other genre like Afrobeats or country and get a higher quality of music without investing too much time in finding said quality? Because the thing is, the consumer is always going to operate from a selfish point of view. If they're not getting their
her
needs
best rap.
met with what they deem as worth their attention as far as the music they're listening to, they will take their attention elsewhere and then take their money along with them. Once you opt out of something, usually that's the end of it. And so the quantity as far as the numbers being cut from the consumption of hip hop being so substantial has created a domino effect of consumers in general following suit with this trend. And this is obviously not something that's happening out of nowhere. The perceived value of hip hop being less than in the eyes of the consumer is a direct result of the music lacking in quality, diversity, and uniqueness. And while the mainstream representation of the artists, rappers, and albums are at the forefront of the culture is creating an aura around hip-hop, that's not all that beneficial for the genre's reputation. Other genres are not only growing faster than hip-hop in terms of the quantity of its listeners, the concentration of quality music is also growing.
Hold on a quick second. I got to do something real quick. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I put his bottles in the refrigerator real quick and I didn't want to go bad. But anyway, let's keep going. This is heavy, man.
For those other genres. Now that leaves hip-hop in a predicament that's directly fueled by other competing genres who are growing.
You would show Megan Thee Stallion back to back with Tory Lanez, really, dude. I'm playing.
Their dominance, while hip-hop is losing monopoly and losing a lot of the influence it once had. So if hip-hop doesn't get its act together 2 years from now, 5 years from now, or a decade from now, not only is the loss of the influence the genre lost gonna be so hard to recoup, but if this trend follows, it's gonna be very hard for hip-hop to actually stay on the pedestal it's been on for such a long time. Now just some additional thoughts on what we spoke about, right? I don't think that hip-hop is on its way out because I think hip-hop has built too strong of a hold
That's the thing.
in pop culture for it to not be relevant on a large scale. However, hip-hop is losing monopoly, hip-hop is losing its power, and hip-hop is, most importantly of all, losing listeners. And we gotta face the music. You know, there's no way around it. A lot of people are gonna look at this and be like, oh no, hip-hop is still hip-hop is thriving. We're not saying that hip-hop is not thriving, but we are saying that hip-hop is not thriving as much as it was thriving last year or the year before that. If the mainstream is saying these other genres, they're more interesting to us than hip-hop, well, that is, after all, a reflection of the state the culture is in. I mean, a lot of people are just getting bored of the music that's getting pushed in hip-hop. We don't have enough standalone stars being developed. We don't have.
That's the same thing that I think it was Navi or whatever. The one that puts oh hey look man, he's got a little started. Right? It's the same thing. Oh, he's good. That's the same thing that a lot of somebody's video watched. I think it's Navi about the Beast and stuff that said the same thing about how like every era they had like a future and all as well too. And right now the one era that's been like the longevity era because it's been go back because they couldn't find nobody to carry the torch there. It's been Drake. It's been Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar. And I said for the ladies, Megan, Cardi, and Nicki. Mainly Nicki, but Megan, Cardi, and Nicki right now as well too. Because the ladies they're doing now, they're not holding up a lot of power to carry the torch as well too. So that's the thing. You know how like wrestlers, got guys they need the next wrestler to put the carry the torch to being the next big thing as well too. Wrestling is struggling that as well too. You know what I'm saying? But now they're starting to find the right person to be the next person to carry on the legacy of wrestling as well too. But hip hop needs somebody like that as well too. Needs somebody they can put over that can show that they can hold their own and carry on the next era as well too. But they haven't found that, so they've been relying on the guys like Drake, K. J. Cole, ladies like Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, and Cardi B to carry over the era even longer than they should have as well too. To until they find somebody that they know worthy enough to carry the era over. But right now we're still looking for it. Hopefully we get that pretty soon. I mean, we could possibly get it with Lotto and Coi Leray as far as the ladies as well too. If BlackySpeakz can do a little better, she might get the third spot. Who knows? As far as men's right now, we unsure. It's very uncertain right now, but we'll see.
Enough quality hits being produced. The quality is severely lacking, and so the consumer is deciding to opt out of hip hop. What a shift. What a change. I mean, we're clearly in different times in hip-hop right now. And not to sound negative, by the way, but I don't think there's any way to reverse this change that we're going through.
That's the sad part
no
about
way.
it.
I don't think there is. Because for that to happen, the genre has to go through a considerable alteration in terms of the music that's getting produced in the genre. And on a large scale, I just don't think that's going to happen. Current events form future trends. And so if we're on this path right now, and the numbers are telling us that people are turning their attention elsewhere towards other genres, well, that means that hip-hop is losing its power. That's what that means. And for things to start changing towards the betterment of hip-hop, that means that the source, the genre, has to transform from the inside out. And how likely is it that that's going to happen on a large scale? Well, not so likely, because we're at this particular point right now, and it's this particular shift that's led to hip-hop struggling severely. My name is BlackySpeakz. I appreciate you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you subscribe.
Wow,
like
man, that's heavy. Like I said, that's heavy. We saying, bro. Of course, I'm gonna literally look at the comments right here. First, I'm looking at the comment I said that how he used Ice Spice and thumbnail. Okay, let's see what people say about that. He's trying to tell us something. I've seen the theme here, whatever. I'm sitting in the past. Bro, this is exact thought that popped into my head. But anyway, I want to say something. Why are you? All right, so yeah. Anyway, it's a business, but they are really wearing Ice space for the click. Anyway, let's move on. I actually think it's good that listeners is one person I'm actually good at think that listeners are less. It'll hopefully make rappers put in more work and sound better. I mean, it could happen. Like I said, being a wrestling fan, a lot of folks was like, AEW happened with WWE, and because of that, they wise up, shake things up. Got Triple H behind the scene now, and she's looking better than AEW right now. And somebody said no, it will demotivate rappers. It probably will too. It's not rappers, it's the companies, and it sounds like that's true to companies. Fun fact: 4 consecutive #1 hits were a country song that never happened before in the entire history. Wow, that's crazy. Back in 2010, there's a perfect balance of genre variety. There's been, underground rap is bully. Y'all can keep the mainstream time for artists who put a good quality to get their spotlight. Griselda get that light. You might get one out of the members of there to be one of the big threes. When the next big three is 2 out of all of them, I will say, because he's like the more industry friendly member of the group. would be West Side Gun as well too. The other second close would possibly be Benny the Busher as well too. Conway Machine is cool, but he's a little too gritty to be mainstream. You know what I mean? Not saying I want them to be mainstream, but like if you want to take any of them out to be one of the next big three, out of them two is definitely one as well too. Another one I can say that could be a good big three because he's I ain't gonna lie, Fabio Foreign can be one. Fabio Foreign could be one. I mean, if he get the right push, he could be one as well too. Like, who else is hot popping right now? I mean, a lot of people, but again, a lot of people also are falling off because of controversy as well too. That's the other thing that's knocking them off the pedestal as well too. Yachty been improving. If he gets, I mean, to be honest, Uzi Vert could take the 3 spot too. I mean, like I said, that album did pretty good. He could take that 3rd spot now as well too. It could be a long awaited because he's been out for a while as well too. So he could take that 3rd in that big 3 spot as well too. But yeah. Somebody who comment down below that you feel like if they was either the ones that are in the mainstream that could do it, could hit the be part of the next big 3, or somebody that's in the underground that's been killing it in the underground that need to get that recognition to see who can make that big 3 as well too, though, as well as the ladies as well too. Like I said, right now the big 3 ladies are still Nicki, Megan, and Cardi, but I can see Lotto and Koi be the 2 of the ones well too. Ice Spice could take that spot, but she gotta get enough to get folks to like her more as well too. Because right now, it could be her or Ruby Rose, but they gotta get there because Ruby Rose can flow. She can flow better than her as well too. Glorilla, like I said, that shot that they did her in as well too. If she could come back for it, she could take the spot as well too. It's plenty. She kind of did. Fucked herself by not doing the freshman freestyle, so that might be another thing too. Or a sleeper like Doshi could be the one as well too. So who knows? Other than that, though, or even Lola Brooks. Either way, who comment down below if there was a chance, if hip hop still had a chance to survive and get out the struggle, who could finally be the big 3s out of both the men and the women to carry on the hip hop legacy as well too. Even somebody that's very independent and very underground as well too, or somebody that's never got that just due can finally get that just due. Somebody like Rhapsody or somebody like that as well too. Comment down below. Other than that though, all 3 videos from Blacky's been pretty good as well too. I've been very intrigued though. I'm at the push back. Like I said, I'm due Orion cosplay whenever I can, so don't hound me for it. And I know it's some episode of Air for the Music I want to do. I can do it anytime during the week. But other than that, I had to do these well too because I was very curious. I kept pushing one of them back. I know he had 3 of them. Like, let me do these 3 already because I keep hearing bad mouth about music industry of this day as well too. The downplay of the likes of Ice Spice, who he uses as the thumbnail all the time. A little sexy red. Even the heavy hitters like Drake is getting downplayed as well too. Folks are trying their best to block him out of having the most #1 hits, taking Michael Jackson's spot, and you know what I'm saying. So there's that. So yeah, and the thing again, it sucks that we're dealing with this right now while we're on the other hand celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and the guys who are part of that 50 years of hip hop, the guys from back in the day, are showing the current hip hop artists. So that's another thing to think about too. So anyway, comment down below your thoughts about this video and my other videos I react to as well too. And like I said, who you think should be the one, who could be the one can save hip hop, be the big 3 of the era that can take the weight off for the man, take the weight off Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, and for the women, take the weight off of Megan, Cardi, and Nicki. Comment down below. It's your boy T-Rex signing off. One love.